The day you stop thinking like a trader is the day you finally become one. That sounds impossible until you realize you've never actually been trading. You've been chasing relief. Relief from fear. Relief from doubt. Relief from feeling like you're falling behind. The market was never your destination. It became your escape. That's why every trade felt so important. It was never about the money. It was about what the money meant. Freedom. Validation. Proof. You weren't trying to grow an account. You were trying to silence a feeling. And that's exactly why the market kept defeating you. Because the market has no mercy for people looking to escape themselves. Picture a young wolf on his first hunt. He's hungry, desperate. Every movement in the forest looks like opportunity. Every sound feels urgent. So he chases everything. The rabbit, the bird, the shadow, the wind. By sunset, he's exhausted, not because the forest was empty, because he wasted his strength on everything except the right opportunity. Now look at the alpha. The hunger is still there, but the urgency is gone. He watches, waits, listens. He understands something the young wolf doesn't. The hunt is won long before the chase begins. Trading is no different. Most traders think they're losing because their strategy isn't good enough. That's comforting, because strategies are easy to replace. Identity isn't. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The market doesn't care what strategy you use. It cares who you become while using it. One trader sees a losing trade and loses confidence. Another trader sees the same loss and gains information. Same chart, same outcome, different identity. That's the first day you stop thinking like a trader. Because traders think in trades. Wolves think in probabilities. A trader asks, will this trade win? The wolf asks, if I repeat this decision 1,000 times, would I still be proud of it? That's a completely different question. One is obsessed with outcomes. The other is obsessed with process. And process is where consistency is born. This is why the market keeps confusing beginners. It rewards bad decisions, then punishes good ones. A reckless trade makes money. A disciplined trade loses. Suddenly, your brain reaches the worst possible conclusion. Rules don't work. Emotions do. That's how the market quietly recruits gamblers. Not through losses, through lucky wins. Because nothing is more dangerous than being rewarded for the wrong behavior. The young wolf thinks the hunt was successful because he caught something. The alpha knows better. He judges the hunt by the decisions that led to it. And that's the difference almost nobody sees. The market was never measuring your profits. It was measuring your patterns. Because profits come and go, patterns become identity. And identity always compounds. The question is, what kind of person are you becoming every time you click buy or sell? Here's the strange part. The market never asks you to predict the next candle. It asks something much harder. Can you stay the same person, no matter what the next candle does? Most traders can't. One winning trade, and they become invincible. One losing trade, and they become someone else. The market didn't change them. It revealed how easily they change themselves. That's why wolves don't chase confidence. Confidence is fragile. One bad day can destroy it. The wolf builds something stronger, self-trust. There's a difference. Confidence says, I think I'll win. Self-trust says, I'll be okay even if I don't. One depends on the market. The other depends on identity. That's why one disappears, the other compounds. Think about a bridge. You don't trust a bridge because it never carried one person. You trust it because it has survived thousands of crossings. Your discipline works the same way. Every respected stop-loss, another crossing. Every trade you refused to chase, another crossing. Every moment you accepted uncertainty without panic, another crossing. Eventually, you stop trusting the outcome. You start trusting yourself. That's the moment everything changes. Mark? No. Let's forget the experts for a second. Forget every trading book you've ever read. Look at the forest instead. The wolf never walks into a hunt expecting success. He walks in expecting uncertainty. Some hunts fail, some succeed. None of them define him, because no single hunt has the authority to tell the wolf who he is. So why does one losing trade convince you that you're a failure? Because you've attached your identity to the outcome, not the process. That's the real addiction. It isn't money. It isn't winning. It's certainty. You don't need the next trade to make money. You need it to make you feel safe. And the market knows it. It whispers, just one more trade. Recover the loss. Don't end the day negative. Move the stop one more time. Those aren't market opportunities. They're emotional negotiations. The wolf never negotiates with emotions. He negotiates with probabilities. There's a reason casinos become richer every year. Not because they win every game, because they never abandon the mathematics. The market rewards the same mindset. A wolf doesn't need this trade to win. He needs this trade to be correctly executed. Those are completely different goals. The trader asks, how much can I make? The wolf asks, did I honor my standards? One question builds dopamine, the other builds identity, and identities outlive emotions. That's why the first day you stop thinking like a trader feels uncomfortable, because you're no longer feeding your emotions, you're training your character. And character grows quietly, long before profits ever do. That's why the market isn't waiting for a smarter trader, it's waiting for a stronger human being. And almost nobody realizes that until it's too late.
So, when does someone actually become a trader? Not after their first profitable month, not after they double an account, not after they quit their job. They become a trader the moment they stop needing the market to tell them who they are. That's the day everything changes, because now the market loses its power over you. A winning trade no longer inflates your ego. A losing trade no longer destroys your confidence. A missed opportunity no longer feels like failure. It simply becomes another event. Nothing more, nothing less. That's how the wolf sees the forest. The rabbit that escaped yesterday has nothing to do with today's hunt. The wolf doesn't carry frustration into the next pursuit, only experience. Yet most traders do the opposite. They bring yesterday's emotions into today's decisions. Yesterday's loss becomes today's revenge trade. Yesterday's win becomes today's overconfidence. Yesterday's fear becomes today's hesitation. The chart changes every day. Their emotions don't. That's why they remain trapped. Not by the market, by themselves. Here's the truth that changed my life. The market has never rewarded intelligence first. It rewards emotional consistency. Intelligence finds an edge. Character keeps it. That's why two traders can learn the exact same strategy, read the exact same books, watch the exact same videos, and still end up living completely different lives. One is trying to beat the market, the other is trying to master himself. Only one of those games can actually be won. The wolf already understands something that the average trader keeps resisting. Every trade is uncertain. Every outcome is random.
Every edge only plays out over time. Once you truly accept that, something incredible happens. Fear begins to disappear. Not because losses stop happening, because losses stop meaning something about you. That is freedom. Not financial freedom, psychological freedom. The freedom to execute without hesitation. The freedom to lose without panic. The freedom to win without arrogance. The freedom to wait without frustration. That's the first day you stop thinking like a trader. Because traders trade to make money. Wolves trade to protect identity. And once identity is protected, money becomes a consequence, not a goal. Look back at the person you were before this video. That version of you believed success came from finding the perfect strategy. Now you know something different. The perfect strategy has never existed. The perfect trader doesn't exist either. But a disciplined one does. A patient one does. A consistent one does. And consistency has always defeated brilliance that lacks self-control. So, tomorrow morning, when you open your charts, don't ask, what is the market going to do? Ask the only question that actually matters. Who am I going to be, regardless of what the market does? Because the market doesn't create wolves. It reveals them. Every candle, every loss, every moment of uncertainty is another invitation to become someone stronger. Most traders will spend their lives trying to conquer the market. The wolf learns a different lesson. The market was never the mountain. He was. And the first day he stopped thinking like a trader was the first day he finally became one. If you're building that mindset, subscribe and join the pack. Because your greatest trade will never be the one that grows your account. It will be the one that transforms the person placing it.